Hey guys, it's been a couple weeks since I worked on the Kia Seltos and I want to give you guys an update. I have everything painted at the moment and I'm just trying to let the paint dry. I put some Bondo on some areas. This area here had some Bondo and see a little bit here. And also where the rocker panel was, there was some dents and everything. I pulled those out and I applied just a little bit of Bondo. I also applied my straight edge on those mounting points for the rocker panel, and I made sure all of those were at the right height. So everything is looking good here. Also, this is not something that you want to cut out ideally. Like insurance companies might require this, but as a car owner, I'd rather have Bondo and seam sealer than cut all this, because later on you're probably just going to have rust. Even if I put in the seam sealer and the cavity wax and undercoating and all that stuff, it's still not going to be as good as the factory coating. As you can see, I have the hood painted. I have the fascia painted here. This was not damaged, but when I was trying to remove it, I kind of warped it. So I got a new one and painted it up. I have the door over here. The bumper is inside the house, and the color is okay, but they didn't do the greatest job. So this is the door skin. This is the door skin that I applied, and I didn't do that great of a job on the edges. So there was like a ridge right here from my hammering on the sides, and they did okay, but you can see there's a line right there. It's almost like somebody opened the car door. So I recommend Mako. I think it's like $200 per body part, and it's great if you bring them new parts. But if you expect them to apply any type of fabrication or hands-on experience, like a body guy is going to spend extra time on it and stuff like that, I don't recommend Mako. So go there just to spray it, but besides that, go somewhere else. Here's the paint I'm using. I got this from eBay, and it's a pretty good match. This is the first time I'm actually happy with the paint color matching. So let me try to zoom in here. So here's another part that I painted, the hinge. But one thing that's pretty cool is that I didn't know Sherwin-Williams provided automotive finishes. But I don't think they do this at every location. I think they have like automotive or industrial locations at certain places, but majority of the Sherwin-Williams only provides house paint. Here's the first time the Seltos is leaving the garage. Here we are in the middle of a cornfield, and this is where we go to load up our car. We don't like to do it in our neighborhood. So we're gonna take it back to the auto body place and see if we can get it touched up. But we did drive it down the hill. There's a big hill right there, and it feels great. It even drives straight with all the new suspension and everything. So I think I'm really gonna like this car. I'll probably end up selling the other cars that we got and keep this one. Jump back into real estate a little bit. Well, we have the Seltos back in the garage, and it's looking a lot better. Mako really did do a good job this time on the paint. They actually painted the entire side, but really overall it looks a lot better, and it's kind of like what they say, this is like a 10-foot car. From 10 feet everything looks fine, but as you get closer than that, you're going to see some of these little details. So this area right here has a little bit too much Bondo. It's a little bit too rounded. And the last time I took it to Mako, they fixed a dent on the rear door, and they didn't really do the best job. So this door was sticking out, but it shouldn't have been sticking out that much. This corner should have been sticking out a little bit more, but they rounded it off too much. And because of that, it looks a lot worse than it could. But another thing I could do is I could put a shim over here in the door, and that should bring it out a little bit over here, and then that would come in. So, you know, if I had time, if I wanted to, I probably could make it a little bit better, but I'm really just not concerned about it. When we were driving it, we noticed a couple of things wrong with it. One, the horn didn't work. You know, who knows what happened with the accident. You know, maybe the guy was just leaning on it or something, and the horn burned out. But electrically, everything was there. I was getting voltage down here at the connector. I went to LKQ, and this is all I could find with the same connector, so it's gonna work. I could have used a bigger horn with a different connector, but I really didn't feel like doing all the wiring and stuff like that. So unfortunately, we're just gonna have this this little, you know, dinky weak horn on this Kia Seltos. The other thing that was bad was the window washer fluid motor. I don't know, I guess it was just stuck, maybe from not being used, but I just drained the fluid. I took it out, I beat the motor on the ground, and then it started working. So I guess it was just stuck full of deposits or something like that. I don't know. So now I just need more fluid, and I need to plug the hoses back in. And it's ready to go, guys. We are ready for the inspection. The Ohio Salvage inspection is on Wednesday, and today is Saturday. If you are the owner, if you're going to drive the car, you don't have to have all the airbags ready to go, you know, as if you're a dealer. If you're a dealer, 100%, all the safety mechanisms have to be installed. So what I'm going to do is leave the seat partially undone. I'm going to make it look like the seat is usable, but the airbag is not going to be in there. So it should pass, and then after the inspection, I'm going to just throw the airbag in there that I got and complete the seat, and then everything's going to be fine. I already have the airbag for the seat ready, but the airbag didn't come with the VIN from the source vehicle. So that's what the inspectors need in order to pass that airbag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the inspection without the airbag, which they allow me to do, and then shortly after I'm going to put in that airbag, and then everything's going to be complete. A couple little scratches right here, but it's looking good, guys. Now here is the seat I was talking about. There's no airbag in there yet, and that should pass inspection just like that. I already have the seat cover here. It was sewn back together. She did a pretty good job. Looks like she messed up right here a little bit. She charged me $100. It is what it is, but she said it was like a double stitch, so each side had to be stitched, and then each side had to be sewn together. So that's why she charged me so much. And it wasn't anything that she was accustomed to doing on a normal basis, because she was just a normal seamstress, not like an upholstery shop. But that front seat will get back together as soon as we're done with the inspection. Here is the back seat. Everything's looking nice. That flips up. My wife bought a couple toys. I think those are actually air fresheners, I'm not sure, but yeah, this is gonna be my car, and that'll probably go. There is one more issue with the car. Now, I basically had to hotwire it, so this is gonna sound kind of weird, but when we picked up the car, if you remember from a few videos ago, I was having issues with the key and I couldn't start it. Well, there's still an issue with the key, and it's not actually the key cylinder or the lock cylinder. It's the housing that goes around the steering column. And let me show you guys what's going on. So if I put it here in the on position, you can see how much play there is. So there's nothing I can really fix. It's all plastic with a little bit of metal inside. Let me show you guys how I am starting the car. So right now it's in the on position, it's ready to run, but look, it doesn't work. So I actually rigged up a switch down here to start the car. I know you can't see it, and that's the point, but let me show you guys. There's a switch. Boom, the car started. See, it's running. So from here, it acts just like a normal car. In order to turn it off, I can turn it off with the key. I'll go ahead and demonstrate for you guys one more time. I'll turn off the car, turn it back on. I'm gonna reach down here, and it started. I believe it will pass inspection just like this, because when we take it to the inspectors, we drive it in the garage and then they inspect it, and then we drive it out of the garage. Plus, I think it satisfies all the requirements for being a safe car. Of course, nothing is stolen, so I don't think a little switch is going to hurt anything, and we should be good to go. Plus, if they are worried about it, I can show them it's on order. I just haven't received it yet. I'm planning on changing it, and you know, if they see it and they don't like it, maybe they'll still be okay with it if I ordered it. Here's a picture of the switch I installed. I secured it with a hot glue gun. The other side was secured with wire clips which tap into the existing wires without much damage. All of this can be removed pretty easily once I get the part. In the next video, we're going to see if the car actually passes inspection. Thank you for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next video.